What's up, everybody? This is Kyron Williams with the Los Angeles Rams running back. I'm super excited to see you guys at the Fantasy Sports Summit.
Welcome to the show, guys. Happy Tuesday. Got an exciting one here for you. We are talking about 7 players that have massive, mega upside. They can go to the moon that you gotta draft. Must draft fantasy football players. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Excited to dive in. As you can tell, my energy is really high today because we're talking about massive upside players. I'm excited to dive in. If you are new to the channel, you know what to do. Actually, you don't because you're brand new. Smash it, tap it, slap it, guys. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Hit the bell. Everything you guys need. The only channel giving you guys the truth. Guys, I'm excited, man. Fantasy football is back. We're talking massive players. I'm ready to dive in. Buckle up. Let's get to it.
Hey, it's Rashishi Heath, and I'll see y'all at the Fantasy Sports Summit, August 21st. Can't wait.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by the 16-round draft solution. This is the answer. This will help you guys crush your leagues, leave the competition in the dust. You're going to have all the answers delivered on a silver platter. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players drafted each round, everything you guys need to crush your leagues. As soon as you sign up, you're going to get an email to all my mock drafts, all the optimal players, and printable cheat sheet that I update until the season starts. Everything delivered for you, all the players to avoid, all the optimal players right there for you. Grab 16 rounds right now. And upon checkout, grab a ticket to the summit. We got Kyron Williams, we got Trey Benson, we got Tajay Spears, we got Rashid Shaheed and Frank Gore Jr. is going to be massive, guys. Pat Fryermuth will be there as well. And you're entered for a PS5. Get a ticket to the summit right now, guys. I've linked it below. August 21st. It's live. It's a live podcast. It's a conference virtually. August 21st, 7:30 Eastern. Grab your ticket below. Once you sign up, you're going to get a registration link and you are all set. We're going to see you guys live August 21st. So many things going on, guys. It is exciting. Massive stuff. And this is why I don't like people skipping the intros, because this is stuff that's going to benefit you guys, okay? You don't want to miss the intros. It's actually very disrespectful for a guy, to skip a guy's, intros when he's providing value for you guys, okay? So 16 rounds, summit, grab it, and hit the thumbs up, smash it, tap it, slap it, all right? We're going to get to these massive players that I love and they're must drafts. But before I do, we're going to talk breaking news. So Breaking Brad, where are you?
We now have breaking news.
Boom. Breaking news. A couple things here. Record this the night before. I talked about this on my live. I do a live every night, 8:30. Then we got our 7 a.m. show for the people in the morning. I want to talk about Zamir Gibbs, okay? He left practice yesterday. Hamstring injury. Okay. It confirmed it was like a leg thing. And then later news broke that it was actually a hamstring injury. Oh man, this is a bit of a concern. Talking from a guy who was I was a Leonard Fournette owner years ago. Okay. Years ago, I was a Leonard Fournette owner, and I know that these things absolutely linger. So I don't want to deal with a player that has a lingering injury. I'm hoping he's okay. He's young. He can bounce out of this. And we're still early. Like, we've got just under a month to go, till the season starts. So I don't know, man. Again, my problem here with Gibbs and to begin with is Montgomery coming out on that first drive. You draft this guy in the first round and you see Montgomery's jersey on the first drive of your first week of fantasy. Like, that alone was a big turnoff. And if you are drafting Gibbs, I'm telling you, make sure you grab him and stack him with someone else. And you're able to do that. I explained this in 16-round draft solution, but you're able to do that at the end of round 1. You can get like a Saquon or Gibbs or Henry or something like that. Make sure that you stack him with another running back if you're drafting him, okay? Again, that's going to give you a little bit of an insurance policy for Zamir Gibbs. Just be careful, okay? Other than that, nothing really in the news right now that's jumping out. Malik Neighbors looks like his ankle. I think it's just going to be a minor strain. He's not, there's going to be more tests going, but it looks like, it's not going to be a fracture. Okay. The coaches don't think he's going to have, has a fracture, no fracture, Might be a minor sprain. Let's hope he's going to be good because he's the only offensive weapon on that team that's of any upside relevance that I would consider drafting. Unless you're in a super flex league, you may want to consider Daniel Jones, but that's a whole other topic, okay? So other than that, there really isn't anything in the breaking news at the time of this recording, unless something breaks in the middle of the night and I missed it, and I'm recording this pretty late on Monday night. So to be ready for you guys for your 7 a.m. Commute and drive. Now, I know a lot of people are appreciating it. So if you guys are appreciating it, hit the thumbs up. Helps the channel as an independent. Hit the thumbs up, smash the tab, and make sure you guys turn on the bell for the lives, for breaking news. Breaking Brad, where are you?
We now have breaking news.
Yeah, exactly. Breaking Brad's telling you turn on the bell for breaking news and other stuff here for my shorts. I do a lot of shorts and stuff. You don't want to miss that here on YouTube when news breaks, especially with injuries and stuff like that. You want to stay on top of it. So hit the thumbs up and turn on the bell, okay? And if you haven't gotten 60 rounds, go grab it. I'm gonna leave it right link below. All right, so let's get to it here. First player, massive upside. Let's talk about him. Is Derrick Henry. Why do I like Derrick Henry? Where's my notes here? I don't have to, there's not too many notes on this other than the guy's the king. I mean, that's all I got to say about him. And he's, okay, there's a bunch of reasons why I love Derrick Henry, okay? We're talking this guy had 280 attempts last year, 1,167 yards, 12 touchdowns, okay? He's on a new team now. I said this earlier at the season because we go year round, right? And some people are just tuning in now in August when it's prime time. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I was talking about, like, I don't like to cross the streams. What I mean by that is I don't like older running backs in new situations, but there's a caveat here. There's something I got to mention. It's not just any running back and it's not just any offense. Like Gus Bus last year had 13 touchdowns, averaged 4.1 yards per carry, and had 810 yards on the ground. This is Gus Edwards. Let me repeat this. Gus Edwards, who has had years to wow us and we're not wowed, tore it up as the running back for the Ravens, who hadn't done anything years before on this team. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It seems like the offense is fine-tuned where a running back can get in and get a lot of touchdowns, and Henry's going to do that, and he's going to run wild. It's going to be a wild year for Henry. I don't see why 20 touchdowns is out of the realm of possibility here, barring any injury. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to boom. And again, let me just say one more thing. This is going to be the last year I'm in on Henry. At his age, the situation, this is it. Like, I'm not in on Henry anymore until this is after this year is done. I don't care I don't care if he finishes with 30 touchdowns. Okay? This is the last year. I'm riding him into the fantasy football sunset and championships, okay? So Derrick Henry is the first massive player I love. Let me know in the comments below. Let's make this interactive, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Second guy here is Calvin Ridley, okay? Calvin Ridley, wide receiver 35. We're talking about a guy who's going to be the one. We had Hopkins already banged up. He should be good to go for the season, but it's Hopkins. It's the over-the-hill, 100% over-the-hill year for Hopkins. Hopkins didn't really thrive last year with Levis. And the thing about, other than that one game where he had like 4 touchdowns, which is crazy. But literally, guys, when you look at a guy like Ridley this year, you got to see the upside of Will Levis as well, which is weird. I don't know why they call him Levis. Isn't it Levi's, like the jeans, L-E-V-I-S? Why is it Levi's and Levis? I'd rather, okay, Will Levi's. Like, I'm going to call him Levi's. That's what I grew up with, Levi's jeans. Like, why can't we just call him Will Levi's? Anyway, tons of upside for Levi's. Tons of upside for Ridley, who's been paid handsomely to be on this team. Comes in as the one. He's going to eat this year. They're going to have to throw to somebody. And I believe Ridley's going to be a major beneficiary. And if you watch preseason, man, if you watch any of his training, the guy is fast, speedster. And what I love, and if you watched my live yesterday, we were talking Common Sense Corner here. It's like I can get a wide receiver one later in Calvin Ridley instead of spending one with a diluted situation like the Texans, you know, in the second round, like a Nico Collins with only had 109 targets last year. And for some unforeseen reason, people, the Kashifs and everybody in the industry, every single person saying draft him round 2, when he's only going to get diluted. 109 targets, guys, that put him 25th. 25th. I'm going to pull it up right now. I just want to double check here. 25th in attempts amongst wide receivers, guys. 25th. And you're telling me that this year, Nico Collins is going to return his ADP ROI, return on investment? Dude, Come on, man. Come on. 109 targets. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. His targets were 25th. He was there with Addison, Zay Flowers, 108, Jacoby Myers, 108, George Pickens had 108, Brandon Ayuk, 105, Jayden Waddle, 104, Elijah Moore. Nico Collins had 5 more targets than Elijah Moore last year. And you guys want to draft him in the second round with the addition of Diggs. With the addition of, Dell being healthy and Joe Mixon. Anyway, guys, that's a whole other topic. I don't want to go off on a tangent. So I'm looking at massive upside and major value here for Calvin Ridley. I think him and Levis could absolutely take off. Big time sleepers, big time value, major upside, tons of targets, tons of volume. I really like Calvin Ridley, okay? All right, number 3 here. Massive upside, and he's probably, I want to go on record, I'm the tight end. I was always the running back whisperer, but since I nailed the Laporta pick last year, I'm really good at picking tight ends. Barring any type of injury, as long as he stays healthy, tight end number 9, I'm getting him rounds 5 to 6 typically. He tends to come off a little bit early, around 4-5-ish, 4-5 turn in a tight end premium league, because tight ends come off really fast in those leagues. Jake Ferguson. Now, there is no other tight end, I would say, just jumping out at me like, blinkers on, neon lights, like flashing, glaring. I'm just seeing a massive, massive opportunity here to get a ton of volume. Now, 2 targets last year, 71 receptions, 5 touchdowns. His rapport only gets better with Dak this year. CeeDee Lamb's having contract this year. I'm assuming CeeDee Lamb's going to be paid by the time the season starts. They've got 0 pass catching running backs at the time of this recording. Now, they are flirting with Dalvin Cook. Whether that's going to happen or not, literally, that's hypothetical. But when you look at a guy who's situated and nestled in to his position, and is secure, you got to look no farther than Jake Ferguson. I mean, this guy he's the number 2. He's going to eat. Like, there's 0 doubt about it. He's going to go up from last year. Tight end 9, like I said, tight end 9. Again, this is ludicrous. I love the upside, love the ceiling, and I think there's a huge, huge upside for Jake Ferguson. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. Jake Ferguson, love him, okay? Massive upside. Number 4 here, round 5 ADP. I've talked about him in a lot of videos. I'm not going to retreat on my thought process. I am going to be doing a top 10 running back episode tomorrow with Jimmy. I'm not holding back on my Zamir White. Love him. Josh Jacobs is gone. 233 freed up rushing attempts. Josh Jacobs only 3.5 yards per carry last year. And I think that's why they're moving towards Zamir White. What I love about Zamir White is he really came on at the end of the season last year. A ton of volume, a ton of attempts, a couple 100-yard rushing games, and he's got 0 competition. Madison is 0. Anyone telling you Madison's going to be there and take work away from Zamir is just absolutely off the rocker, like just crazy. Like, do not believe that. I mean, we're talking Zamir White is the man, and we're talking Madison had the opportunity to be a starter, had 0 touchdowns and 3 yards per carry last year. Sucks. Absolutely sucks. Madison's one of the worst running backs in the game. Zamir White is going to eat, and he came completely untouched at his NFL draft. They didn't bring anybody else in that's going to be taking away volume from him. They got Dylan Lube or whatever, Lube, whatever his name is. Not concerned, okay? Zamir White, massive upside, massive ceiling, massive volume. Knock on wood, hopefully he stays healthy, but barring any injury, man, Zamir White to the absolute moon, okay? Number 5 here, Jordan Love. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Jordan Love. I think he absolutely had an amazing season last year. I mean, not phenomenal, but really good. 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. And what I keep telling people is something very, very important. He actually beat, CJ Stroud in many statistical categories, including passing yards, which is very, very important, in touchdowns. So CJ Stroud, 499 attempts. Jordan Love had 579. Yardage, 4,159 for Love. CJ Stroud, 4,108. 23 touchdowns compared to 32 with Love. He just beat him in a lot of metrics. And the reason I'm saying this is very, very important. Is there a passer rating? I don't have the passer rating. I got so many stats in front of me. It's crazy. I think you probably beat him in passer rating as well. Beat him in fantasy points, beat him in a bunch of other stuff. The point I'm trying to make, guys, with this one is that all of like Stroud's receivers are coming off in those first 3 rounds when you can get Romeo Doubs round 10. That's all I'm saying. I got to pull Jordan Love's name up here. Sorry, guys. I should have put it on the screen. We're talking Jordan Love, not Zamir White anymore. QB 10. Again, Jordan Love, man, he's got some good weapons there, and he's going to be viable. He's going to do well this year. And they got Jacobs this year. Marshawn Lloyd, who's dealing with some injuries. I think it's his hamstring or leg or something. Anyway, it's like Jordan Love is absolutely primed to crush it this year. And again, he's not like he's shy of rushing. Like, he'll run the ball if he has to. I think he had 4 rushing touchdowns last year. He'll get you a couple rushing touchdowns. Now, maybe they brought in Jacobs. That's going to take a bit of that pressure off, and probably you might not see a lot of rushing touchdowns, but he's going to get a lot of touchdowns. I don't see any reason why he doesn't have 40 to 45 passing touchdowns this year. And maybe it's going to be wide receiver guessing games. Maybe it's going to be a big game for Watson if he stays healthy, and then a game with Reed and a game with Dobbs. But again, we talked about the playoffs last year, Dobbs being the one. News out of camp is that Dobbs is going to be the one. And again, he's like the third wide receiver on ADP. He's like wide receiver 52, whereas like Reed is like wide receiver 37, and then Watson somewhere in between. It's crazy, man. There's so much value here with Jordan Love. I absolutely love him. Massive upside, okay? The next 2 are really big. You don't want to miss the next 2 because there's massive ceiling. Before I get to those guys, I am teamed up with mybookie.ag. I'm going to leave a code here for you guys. Go to mybookie.ag, get into the action right now. What I'm saying is that this is the only site I trust and that I play with, okay? That's where I'm on, is mybookie.ag. Go secure an account right now, and they will there's a $1,000 welcome bonus for all new accounts, guys. This is a major perk with the code FFC. Go create an account right now, guys. This is the site that I use. This is the site that I trust. This is the site that I like. mybookie.ag. The code you want to use, FFC. Football is back, guys. Get in on the action. Enhance your game watching experience. Remember to use that code FFC for up to $1,000 in welcome bonus. Guys, this is an amazing site. Go use it. I'm on it throughout the entire season. And if you're my Patreon group, I'll be doing a lot of discussion about this, some of my locks of the week, some optimal DFS plays. I do a bunch of different stuff here, but get on the action right there for everything you need for the games with the spreads and stuff like that. mybookie.ag. Go create an account right now, okay? And join the front lines, Patreon for the in-season stuff, waiver wires, direct Q&A, stuff like that, okay? All right, let's get to the last ones here. Guys, a sponsor. I gotta represent, companies I like, right? So they're it. Number 6 here, and I spelled it wrong, so I'm going to adjust my spelling here on this. I'm human, guys. Sometimes we make mistakes. Saquon Barkley. There you go. Saquon. I doubled the Q there. Saquon Barkley. RB6, round 1 ADP, tons of upside. Here's why I love Saquon Barkley. He's out of excuses. There's 0 excuses. We're talking massive. We're talking massive upside here on an offense that's explosive. It's solid. Last tush push. No Travis Kelce or Jason Kelce, whatever the heck the guy's name was that was center there. No tush push. They're going to alleviate the pressure. They don't want Hurts rushing 15 times, near the goal line, 15 rushing touchdowns. They're going to give that to Barkley, a guy who could do it. Here's the amazing thing here. I don't care what Barkley did last year. All I care was what Swift did last year. And Swift actually finished a season. I think he finished around 20th amongst running backs. But here's the cool thing. He actually finished the season 229 attempts, 1,049 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, and 5 touchdowns. We're talking DeAndre Swift, which is a quarter of a man that Saquon is. Sorry to tell you, Saquon's a better running back. So now you got Saquon in an optimal position, primed. He's going to eat. As long as he stays healthy, he is going to eat. This is the year of the Saquon. Mark my words. He is going to absolutely boom. Love the value. End of round 1, early round 2. Okay. Last one here. Again, let me know what you guys think. I want to make this interactive comments. Who is an absolute massive upside player that you love? Drop it below and hit that thumbs up. Smash it, tap it, slap it. Show some love here on this Tuesday morning. Okay. Garrett Wilson, round 1 ADP. Already word out of camp. He's tearing it up, absolutely crushing it. Garrett Wilson's a guy who had a decent season last year. It wasn't phenomenal, but he had bad quarterback play. Still managed to put up some decent stats. Finished 26th amongst wide receivers, 1,042 yards, guys. 1,042 yards, bad quarterback play, and he only had 3 touchdowns. Volumes, like 168 targets. That's what you want. You don't want 109 targets like Nico Collins. You want a guy that's going to get a lot of targets, and he gets a major upgrade at quarterback. The sky is the limit. And you're telling me that Nico Collins is coming off, a couple picks after this guy, and there's way more ceiling with Garrett Wilson? Dude, Garrett Wilson to the moon. Massive, massive upside. I don't see any reason why he doesn't do well. Everything's going well for him. I mean, everything is looking good. There's a big gap between him and the other wide receivers. That's something I look at when I look at my situations. Like, if you're looking at like Diggs and Nico, like who's the one? It's going to be, I'd give the edge to Diggs, right? Or even Dell, who looked good in preseason. So you got to look at like how big is the gap between the wide receiver 1, the wide receiver 2. And if you don't know who the wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 is for that matter, don't draft him in the 2nd or 3rd or 4th round. Aim high in the depth chart. Get those guys that are the alphas, the volume getters, and Garrett Wilson is it. Massive upside. Must draft fantasy football player for 2024. All right, guys, make sure you guys do get the 16-round draft solution. I've linked it below. Smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up. We're going to be here every morning at 7 a.m. We're going to start rolling into some rankings here. And of course, the Fantasy Sports Summit, August 21st. Go grab your ticket right now. thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. Tickets are limited. Go secure a seat right now. And I'll see you guys next video. Have yourself an outstanding Tuesday. Hope you guys had a great day. Massive upside. Aim high in those depth charts and get those guys that are going to get the volume and the fantasy points. Don't play wide receiver games, in those early rounds or for any round for that matter. Aim high in the depth chart. Get those guys, and all those guys laid out in 16 rounds. We'll talk soon, guys. Hope you have a great day. Have a great day, Adam.